Hi, beautiful people. Welcome back. So, if you don't already know, my favorite Housewives franchise is back. The Real Housewives of Potomac. They are back. I already told you this is my favorite. They are back with season 7 and they are starting episode 1 off with a bang. Woo, child. Let's get into it. Let's get into this recap and review on unpack everything and hear my opinion on what's going on this episode. So, we have season 7, episode 1 titled Spring Awakening. And it starts off with a picnic in the park. So, it's springtime. We have Gizelle and Karen starting off. They're walking to the park where they're going to set up the picnic for the other ladies to meet. We see the Washington Monument in the background. We see the cherry blossoms are in full bloom. And as we know, that is the best place to see the cherry blossoms in Washington, D.C. So they set up underneath the cherry trees. And they start off with just, chit-chatting about what's going on with family. And then we see Robyn come first. And we see Robyn with a new hairstyle, very pretty. And then we see Ashley. Come on. I love Ashley's little blue jacket with the star and the studs. It was so pretty. So apparently they are talking about two things. So they asked Ashley what's going on because they saw her post where she says she's separating from Michael. So they ask her if she's getting a divorce. And she tells them, yes, she is working on getting a divorce. They ask her why. You just had a baby with Michael. Why are you getting a divorce? We see that you're getting along even better with him. And she was like, your life is going in a whole new direction. She tells them that they went on a trip to Miami and there was a lady that was interested in her. And Michael was with it. He wanted to have the menage a trois. And Ashley was like, I'm not into this. I want to be more monogamous with my husband. And she's like, their life is just going in a whole different direction. And she just don't want to be with Michael anymore. So they left that there, and then they addressed a post that Mia put on social media that she had a health scare, something about her having cancer, or she may have cancer. And then they're saying that she backtracked it a little bit, and they're saying that she probably put that up there to get attention and so on. But being that Karen is the closest to Mia, they told Karen, like, girl, you need to go find out what's going on with Mia because something ain't right about that post that she put up. So that was the picnic with them. Before they left, Karen told them that, listen, we're in the springtime, we're into a new season. I want to just come out, and make things bright and nice. So I want to plan a party, and we're going to call it Spring Fling or whatever. And then Gizelle is like, Karen, this is not usually how you send your invitations. What's going on? So Karen starts singing Spring Fling. And then, well, we know that something else is coming behind that. So she just gave them a heads up that, listen, we're going to have a party. Get ready for it. And so on and so forth. So now we see Candiace and Chris. And she is visiting a doctor where she's saying that her schedule is too full. And she doesn't know when she's going to be ready to have a baby. So therefore, she's freezing her eggs. One thing I didn't like about that is Candiace is arguing with Chris about his schedule in front of the doctor. Really? You had to bring that up right then and there. And then after, the doctor is just sitting there like, okay, you done? Can we finish so I can move on? So she tells Candiace that, listen, you can't come here sporadically. You have to keep the schedule we're going to give you because if you don't, then we're going to have to start all over. And this is not a cheap process, it's an expensive process. So you need to actually follow the schedule that we give you. Now she gets back in the car with her and Chris and she's continuing the argument. She's like, how did you feel about that exchange just now with the doctor? And Chris is like, well, it is what it is. We have to just work at it and make sure it happens. And she's like, but your schedule is crazy. So we find out that Chris has a job. I guess he's the head chef at a hotel Washington. And the restaurant is named View. We have something like that in New York City. It's called The View. And the restaurant is at the top of the hotel. I forgot the hotel. I went there once. And as you're sitting there eating, the restaurant is rotating, but it's rotating so slow that it's not obvious right away. It's like 1 minute you're sitting here, you see in one building, and the next you see I'm like, wait a minute, that wasn't the same view I had 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago. So yeah, I guess it's something like that. I really have to research to see. But back on track. So she's getting on Chris about his schedule. Chris is like, listen, I don't own this particular business, so I'm working for somebody else. So if they book a party for 500 people, what do you want me to do? If the party is booked, a week out or 2 weeks out, my schedule changes. So at one point, Chris just shut down. Look at Candiace wanted to argue some more, but he wasn't with it, so he just shut up and stopped talking, and he just drove. Now we have Robyn meeting Charise, and Robyn let us know that Charise is the actual grande dame. So if you guys don't know, Charise is the one who brought the idea of the show to Bravo. So she was initially in, I believe, seasons 1 and 2, and then for whatever reason she stepped back. I don't know exactly what happened, but she stepped back, and then she became a friend of the show, and I'm guessing she's coming back this season in full effect for her to be sitting down and having an actual scene with Robyn. So they're meeting for lunch, and Robyn is asking her about her dating life and stuff, and she's telling her she's had 2.5 men so far since she's been divorced. And Robyn is like, okay, so what's the half about? So we get to find out the half is a friend with benefits. So no real relationship, you feeling lonely, you make a phone call, come on over, you do what we do, and then you move on about your day. So Robyn is telling Gizelle that Ashley's about to get a divorce, but she's telling her how it's going, and she's like, nah, she ain't getting no divorce. She just wants your guys' attention. She's feeling lonely and she wants some attention. And that's where she's going with it. She's trying to really get a storyline. Of course, Gizelle didn't say the word storyline, but she's like, she just needs her friend's attention, and she has to figure out a way to get it. Then Robyn tells her that somehow they got into talking about a prenup. And Robyn says she wants to get a prenup with Juan this time around. And we find out that they had a prenup before, but it was on the terms of what Juan put in the prenup. Robyn wants to be the one to write the prenup this time around because, as she says, she is the money maker at this point. We know that Robyn has the show. She has her website with her embellished hats or something to that it's called. And I'm not sure exactly what she's added to it, but apparently the money is coming in for Robyn, and she wants to get a prenup with Juan. And then Charise was like, she's like, why do you want a prenup? She's like, because I don't believe that if a person makes all the money, then the spouse should get half when they decide to go their own way. So Charise was like, so you don't think I deserve half of whatever my husband made when we got a divorce? And Robyn's like, no, because you didn't earn it. And then Robyn gets in the confessional and lets us know that she felt that even though she had a prenup in place, she felt that she did not deserve half of what Juan made because she didn't earn it. She was a stay-at-home mom at that time. To have these kids, and you're talking about you don't deserve half of what your husband made. And from what I'm understanding, I believe that it was Juan's investments that got them into financial ruins before. I'm not sure. I think it was either Juan or actually Robyn. There was some bad investment decision made, and because of that they were in the hole for a while. And now, even though Juan still has his coaching job, it seems like Robyn is the one that's bringing in the money. Down the line, we let it Gizelle spit it out and let it be known that Robyn's name is the only one on that new house that they've moved into. Like, Juan don't have any parts of it. So basically, he's just living with her. Even though they've been divorced, they were living in the same house. He proposed to her again, and now they're living again together. It's just a weird situation. We have flashbacks where we have Andy asking her, so when are you getting married? Long story short, whenever Robyn decides to marry Juan, I guess that's when we see it, if she even does decide to marry him. She has the upper hand right now, and I think Robyn is playing her part. She's playing it real good. I think the fact that they haven't walked down the aisle is because Robyn has not decided that she wants to. There's something that they're not bringing to the surface, and hopefully in this season we'll find out what it is. Yes, they're being very transparent about their lives, but as far as that segment with Robyn and Juan, something else is going on. She needs to actually say how she feels about it. I remember with the last reunion how Juan got upset, or was it at the warehouse? When they went to the warehouse to check out the prices of the warehouse, he got upset. He walked away from scene and, kind of embarrassed Robyn right there on screen. And that wasn't cool. That's the only thing that sticks out about Juan to me. The fact that he embarrassed Robyn. Yes, they had a beautiful engagement at the Christmas party. Wendy was super, super excited about it. And then after that, they were getting into little fights here and there. So let's see how Robyn and Juan moves forward. So that was the lunch between Robyn and Charise. I'm guessing we're going to see more of Charise as the season goes on. Now we reach Mia. Mia is the newest addition to the group. She came in season 6. Mia came in with a bang, stirring the pot, telling lies, talking about, oh, that's how I interpreted it. So yes, we see Mia. Mia let us know that she has moved out of the penthouse apartment and she has rented a house down the street from Karen. They are paying $10,000 a month for rent. Oh my gosh. Isn't it less for a mortgage? Why wouldn't you purchase a home? Because I'm sure the mortgage will be less than that. $10,000 a month, even though it's a beautiful house. Huge house, beautiful, but renting? I don't know about that, girl. Investing is the way to go. Purchase that home. So she's having a housewarming party. We see all her family come over. She's introducing us to them as they come through the door and stuff. At one point, we see her talking to her mom. And her mom is asking her, how's things going with your health? She's like, did you get any results back? She said that, yes, they did see some lumps in her body. She didn't say exactly where in her body. They needed to take a biopsy. They had to cut her open to take a biopsy. So she still has stitches at the moment. And then we see Karen and Ray come in. They come through the door. We found out that, when they come through the door, we see Mia not really grab, but touch on Karen's, what she calls them Tiff and Fee. She said she had a Tiff and Fee renovation. So she has some breast augmentation done. So she had a breast lift done. And Mia just wanted to touch and feel them to see how they're doing. So Mia asked Ray, so how do you like them, Ray? Ray's like, listen, I'm not into people doing anything to their body. And Mia was like, I know Ray would want to see them swinging around. But Karen is like, listen, when I'm having my soup, I don't want to see them fall in my soup. I'm having them lifted and just looking better. Ain't nothing wrong with making yourself look better, Karen. You do you, girl. I totally agree with that. Do what makes you feel good. So they get inside and Mia introduced Karen to her family and stuff. She gave him some very nice compliments. And then she took her to the side to talk about, what the ladies are saying. The fact that, the post doesn't seem genuine. And Mia told her basically, this is my life. So if they don't like it, too bad. All right. So that was the gist of the dinner at the housewarming dinner at Mia's house. Now we see Wendy. She goes to meet Peter. Peter is from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. He was married to Cynthia. He has a franchise of bar and lounge. And he has them all over the country. I think he has a total of 4. So he has one in Maryland now. And that's where Wendy went to meet him. The reason she's meeting up with Peter, she reminded him how they met. There's another Wendy in the scene, in the picture that Wendy knows. And she was introduced to Peter through him. And she's meeting up with him because she wants to open a bar and lounge, but Nigerian style. But the concept she presented to Peter was like, girl, that's not going to work. She wants it to be kind of educational. She said, okay, we're going to have books all around. And then we're going to open it to kids between the hours of 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. And they won't be able to touch the drink. And Peter was like, girl, ain't nobody want kids around when you're drinking and getting effed up. It's like that concept is not going to work. We're going to have to reevaluate and see how we're going to do this. But this is how it's going to be. We have a prime location going up. They've reached out to me about, expanding the business and stuff. He's like, you will come in. It's about $1.2 million. And you would come in and you would have to give up 20%, which is about $300,000. Robyn was like, she swallowed real hard. And then she gets in the confessional, take a break from hearing that amount. She's like, but before she did that, Peter was like, so how does your husband feel about that? She goes in a confession and she's like, Eddie doesn't want any parts of it. She's like, Eddie and I, we share our finances, which you should, you're a married couple. And Eddie doesn't want any part of that. They flash back to where her and Eddie had dinner a couple nights before. And he was like, you don't want no parts of that. This is what you want to do. You need to have a handle on what all the other things that you're doing already. You have a lot going on, and I don't think you should take this on. Peter also tells her that she will not see a profit until 2 years, almost 2 years after she's invested. But when she does see a profit, it would be in the millions. So now he puts it back in her lap. He's like, girl, you need to go talk to your husband. You need to go put it on him and put it on him good tonight and talk to him to see if this is something you really want to do. But this is where we stand. I like the fact that Peter got right to the point. He laid it out for her. She was taking notes and everything. You can't come back and say he didn't say this, he didn't say this. He's like, this is how much you need to put down. This is how we're doing this as a partnership, not just you and I. There's other partners involved, It's a conglomerate. It's a corporation. If you want to be part of it, yes, you can. But this is what needs to be done. Lay it out in front of you. Do you still want to go on and do this? And the concept that you're coming to me with may not be the one to work, but this is where it is. All right, Wendy, that's the reality of business. You're doing one right now. You see you have your candle business going and whatever else you have happening. If you want to be a part of this, this is what it's about. Now, next scene, we have Ashley and family. Ashley goes over to her mom's house. Her Uncle Lump is there, that name. Uncle Lump has some great advice for Ashley. As soon as she comes in the door, they sit down, they're having dinner, they have takeout. We see them firing questions at her, especially Uncle Lump. But he's doing it out of love. He needs her to realize that, if this is happening, this is what needs to be done. And as she tells him, she's like, I just started this process. I feel like you're throwing too many questions at me and stuff. He's like, do you have an attorney? He's like, that's the reason you need an attorney, for somebody to figure out what you're going to do. Remember, Ashley told us she doesn't pay for anything. So for her to get an attorney, who's going to pay for that? That's Michael. Is he going to be willing to do that? She tells them that she's getting a prenup. Her uncle is like, who's writing the prenup? He's like, Michael is writing the prenup. They're purchasing the house through a LLC. Now, I know that there's only one state that will let you do that up front, which is New York. The other states, you have to purchase the home in the individual's name, and then I believe within a year or two, then you switch it over to the LLC. So it seems like Michael is going to be the one to purchase the home to put them in. So it might be true what Gizelle is saying about Ashley not really leaving Michael. She's probably doing that just to get the attention from the lady. So her Uncle Lump is frustrated with her. You could tell he is because of the way he's talking to her. He's like, you're not thinking. You're not thinking. You let this man is just, handling everything. It's not like you're getting a divorce. You're starting a new business together. So, of course, Ashley felt. You saw the look on her face that told us that she was, a little bit upset and she didn't like them talking to her like that. But, he had to actually come out his face and let her know, because something needed to be said. Somebody needed to talk to her and wake her up. All right, so we see now we're at Giselle's house. We see Janelle. We see Gizelle picking out clothes. Then we find out that Karen has actually sent out her actual invitation. So again, they're in a box. Everybody, when they switch to everybody's house, they're showing them with the box, and everybody's skeptical to open the box, because if you remember the last invitation, Karen said she put live butterflies in the box, and when they popped the box open, the butterflies, some of them died. Of course, some flew out and stuff, but they were all skeptical. So she has little tacos in the box. We have Robyn trying to eat one. We have when Robyn and what's her name, Candiace opened their invitation. They were together. We see Robyn trying to eat one, and Candiace knock it out of her hair. Like, girl, don't eat that. She put in there a corny poem. Somebody said, did Dr. Seuss write this poem? It didn't make any sense. But it was the invitation to a spring fling party. We have, we saw Giselle's daughter. They're growing up very nicely. And they came in to help their mom pick out a outfit. One thing she held up, one of her daughters like, that's giving church vibes. I'm like, oh my God, Why her girls be doing her like that? Grace isn't there, but we have Adore and Angel taking over. They're representing their older sister well because they're like, nah, mommy, that's not it. Finally, they're like, okay, that's the one. So then Robyn calls and they were talking about the party. She needed to find out what Robyn was wearing. No, so she called Robyn FaceTime and they were talking about, what's for the party. So that was interesting to watch. Them girls gave me a kiki moment for a little bit. Now it's the actual day after party. It's called the reawakening part. It's spring fling. She couldn't find a name for it, so we really don't have a solid name. She had 2 names. We see her. We have Karen arrive first. Then we're being introduced to Jacqueline now, which is Mia's friend, and we just saw her briefly. Then we have Ashley come in, and Ashley looked great. Ashley was like letting it all hang out. She was like. So Gizelle was like, at that point, Gizelle was already there. She's like, this is not a spring fling party. This is a skin fling party. Because Ashley was letting it all hang out. Then, before Ashley came in, they were actually talking about her. Her and Karen, Gizelle and Karen were talking about it. And then when she came in, she was like, yeah, we were just talking about you. And they were talking about the fact of her, did you say you were getting a divorce? And Ashley was like, no, I told you we were getting separated. So we go back to the day of the picnic where we saw her sitting under the cherry blossom. And she's like, yes, Michael and I are getting a divorce. But in the state of Virginia, where they live, you have to be separated a whole year before you could actually move forward. So when she came in, one of the things that she told the ladies was that we made a bid on a house. We're buying a house together. And Karen is like, girl, what are you doing? You're not getting a divorce. How you buy the house with somebody you're getting a divorce from? And she tell Ashley, she's like, make sure his name is not on that house. But it seems like these ladies don't know that Michael is the one paying for everything. They don't know that Ashley, actually, no, he can't be the one paying for everything because she's getting a salary from the show. So Karen told her, listen, you may not be able to get a big of a house as he would be able to get for you, but use your own salary and get your own home and make sure he's not a part of it. Because when he comes at you, he's going to come with everything negative. And you need to be able to pull all them skeletons out the closet and throw at him because he's going to come nasty with it. So that's Karen's advice. She's like, I'm giving you some unsolicited advice. If you want to take it, I'm telling you what to do. So now she tells us that she woke up the morning and she just felt, she wanted her husband. And they were like, no, you did not sleep with him. She was like, no, I didn't. But if the time comes where I need to, I don't know if I could, stop myself. So Karen just tells her, girl, go get yourself some toys and don't even pay attention to them. If you have a craving, you deal with it that way. But do not sleep with him. So now we have Ray calm and we have the Ray baby. We have the lady complimenting him. Ashley always making Ray feel good. We see Candiace come in and meet the ladies. She's just finding out about what's been going on because she didn't have the picnic with them. She wasn't at the picnic and Wendy was not at the picnic. So she's finding out what's going on with Ashley. We see Ascala. Remember Ascala from season 6? She came back as a friend of the show. She's not on the main cast anymore. She came back as a friend. So she was at the party as well. We also see Vivian. We have seen Vivian throughout the years, which is Karen's friend. So there was quite a few people at the party. Now the main thing, the last scene, we have Mia comes in. Mia and her hubby comes in. And as soon as she comes in, I don't know if it was edited that way or that's how it happened. But as soon as she comes in, Gizelle jumps on her. Gizelle is such a bone carrier. She is just in everybody's business. First, she's on with Ashley. She's on with Mia. I think she's on with Wendy. Remember she was doing Wendy real bad last season, talking about Wendy's husband cheating on her and stuff like that. And I'm sure she's coming for Candiace pretty soon. The only person she will not mess with is Robyn. She will try everybody else. So as you know, Gizelle in this franchise is the pot stirrer. So but before Mia walked in, we had Wendy come in and she went to greet Gizelle. And she went to hug her. And Gizelle was like, no, we ain't on that. We ain't on that. Like, no hugs, no hugs. Then she turned to the person who she was talking to, which is one of Robyn's friends. And she's like, the nerve. She dogged me out like that last season. talking about, me sleeping with a married man, going back to the kid's father, how stupid I am and stuff like that. She had the nerve to come and try and hug me. No, we ain't doing that. No, man. I like the way that Gizelle came with that. She gave a little attitude. And that's after that we have Mia walks in and she jumps right on Mia about her post. She's like, is this the cancer free? Is it cancer or cancer free? What's going on? What's going on? So she also tries to throw Karen under the bus. She's like, Karen, you had questions as well. You were saying that she wasn't telling the truth. Karen was like, nope, I did not say that. This is what I said. And she made it clear. So Mia listened to them go back and forth. And she was like, you know what? You're not going to come at me with this. If you feel that I have a problem, whatever, then F you. Yes, Mia. I like that. Karen, Mia is not going to buckle underneath Gizelle's thumb. So we are standing toe to toe right now. And that is where the episode ended. I'm telling you, this is why I love this franchise. These ladies do not back down. They got it going on. Season 7, episode 1 is already starting off with a bang. The little party that they threw together to make sure everybody come together. And this is how we're starting out. All right, Mia. We are going to actually come back to the party next week. And we are going to continue with Mia and Gizelle going head to head. So that is my recap and review of The Real Housewives of Potomac. Season 7, episode 1, titled Spring Awakening. Like I said, the ladies are coming strong. This is my absolute favorite franchise. And I am looking forward to this season and everything that happens within it. So until next time, guys, be sure to take care of yourselves and your families. Thanks. Bye-bye.